Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on this morning? What's going on this morning? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? All right. Let's see what's going on today. Market's kind of green. Things are feeling kind of good, right? Are we seeing a little bit of a bull trap, though? Right? That's the interesting question. Are we seeing a bull trap? Methinks so. Methinks so. Let's get into the chat a little bit. Jetpack, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. The future is now. Good afternoon to everyone. By the way, before I forget, guys, Crypto Canvas, like I said, he's supposed to be on tonight at 8 p.m. Central. He had to postpone till tomorrow, just so you guys know ahead of time. He had some things come up, but he will be here tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Central. So make sure you guys are here for that. He apologizes for the delay. He's very, very excited about being here, though. So yeah, so that's that. Just giving you guys a heads up on that. As always, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. It costs you absolutely nothing. So it's like bringing good karma into your life, right? I mean, you get to do something that doesn't cost you anything for, and good karma will come to you. So hook us up. Leo, what's up, buddy? Just joined the Patreon family this morning as well. Nice. Actually, yes, I saw that. I got a notification, brother. Welcome to the family, my friend. Tonight, every evening after the evening live stream, we do a group video call over on the Patreon. So make sure that you're there for that. It'd be great to see you, brother. Even if you just want to listen in and stuff and just kind of, be a part of it, make sure you're there for that. What else do we got? William's in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you every day, William. Every day, brother. You got to have some one hell of a streak going on, man. One hell of a streak going on. I love it. Beebs, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Sun is hot in the house. What's going on, man? What's going on? Chris, once Junction is released, then we will be released from the scam tag zone from Binance. And what's up, Rob? Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it a little bit, guys. It is a little bit frustrating, It definitely is frustrating being in the not being removed from the monitoring zone. I know a lot of people are upset. I'm reading a lot of negative, toxic posts over on X about it and stuff, guys. And listen, here's the thing about it, right? I get it, man. I mean, I'm just as frustrated as everybody else. It's almost like Andre De Niro had said. At this point, it's what do you say? Offensive. And I get it. I get why people are frustrated, but guys, listen. It's look, it didn't affect the price in a derogatory way at all, right? So take that into consideration. First of all. Two, I mean, JASMY's going to do fine in terms of price action this year, whether it's in the monitoring zone or not, at the end of the day, in my opinion. There are too many positive catalysts this year in 2025 for JASMY for it to be any kind of hindrance, really, on the potential of JASMY's price action. And at the end of the day, I've voiced this before, guys. I wouldn't be shocked. I know a lot of people are expecting like a 400% pump to the upside when JASMY gets released from the monitoring zone. Guys, I wouldn't be shocked at all to see it be basically a nothing burger, right? To see maybe like a 10%, 15% pump, and that's about it, right? And the reason I say that is because I've been in crypto for a very long time, and I can tell you that one thing I've seen over the years is that a lot of times when something's getting built up like this in terms of hype, usually it ends up being nothing, right? So it ends up not being very impactful at all. I mean, look at XRP. Look at XRP being removed from the monitoring zone, right? I mean, sorry, did I say XRP removed from the monitoring? XRP. My mind was XRP being declared not a security by Judge Torres, I mean, right, on the secondary market. Everyone thought that XRP, for like 3 years of that lawsuit, everyone thought that XRP's price was going to go up to, you guys can't even see me. Here's me face. Everyone thought that XRP's price was going to go to $10 after being removed from the, from being declared not a security by Judge Torres. It went up to not even $1. I think it hit like 90 cents or something like that, and then collapsed back down down to like 50 cents, right? It was essentially, it had a good run. It pumped up something like 100%. It ran up like 100%, so a 2x basically, right? And that was it. So I think that being removed from the innovation zone is probably something very similar, right? I don't see it being some massive deal. I don't know. I talk about it a lot because you guys want to hear about it, but I just think it's going to end up being a nothing burger. Shane, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. H. Barbarina, Happy New Year, brother. In the house. Sun is hot. Binance BSing right now. Yeah, it's aggravating. It's aggravating. Big Kev, what's up, buddy? Robin Crypto Fam, when should we see alt season in your opinion? Soon, brother. Soon. I mean, listen, alts are pumping right now. Some people think it's starting. I personally feel like we're in a bull trap right now, and I think we're going to come down. I'll show you on the charts in a few minutes what I'm talking about. But Jeremiah, what's up, buddy? Is Binance releasing JASMY first quarter of 2025? That's a big negatory. That's a big negatory, my brother. Volks, what's up, buddy? January 2nd pump going on. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Tigers in the house. God Candle incoming. And Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you too, man. Happy New Year to all of you guys. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. All right. Where are we here? Bruno, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Any thoughts on Algo? Only position in red, not doing much. I am very bullish on Algorand. Very bullish. And I think it's in my top six projects, depending on how much the valuation, the price fluctuates. So, but yes, I am very bullish on Algorand. Algorand has done a lot of developing through this bear market, a lot of collaborations, a lot of partnerships. I think they're collaborating with Hedera on like three different aspects, three different partnerships with Hedera alone. So very, very bullish on Algorand for sure. Their new DeFi staking and all that stuff as well that's coming. Oh, absolutely bullish. Absolutely bullish. I cannot wait to operate a node and do some DeFi staking over on Algorand for sure. For sure. So, yes, love Algo. Love Algo. All right. Oh, hang on a second. Ali G, what's up, buddy? Pumping JASMY at the peak of the next big pump around April will be more beneficial, I think, like a blow off top. Yeah, we should see a spring pump for sure. You're right there. We should see a pump in the spring, which should give us a good pump across the whole market. If it mirrors what happened in the last bull run. Hang on. So, yeah, I mean, I think the market pumped up parabolically from about January until, I want to say the beginning of April, middle of April-ish. And then, then it started coming back down. So that was the last bull run. Then we had altcoins, I think, had about a 68%. The altcoin market cap had like a 68% correction in the middle of the year, something like that. But we talk about all of these kind of things in very, very vivid detail over on the Patreon, guys. We do our live group video calls over there and we discuss these things. It's you guys definitely are missing out on a lot of alpha that we do over there. Holmes, what's up, buddy? Oscar, what's up, fam? Happy to add Supra, my favorite teenage ride portfolio. Feel better, Rob. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Oscar. Yeah, the arm is broken, eh? So if people are asking, my arm is broken, and I have ligament or tendon damage in my arm, so that's why he's saying feel better. Jack W in the house. What's up, man? Let's get this party started. If I find it interesting that Binance was buying a decent amount of JASMY, watch them buy more. Yeah. What the hell? You know what I mean? What the hell? Who knows? Releasing from the innovation zone early April, just as we hit around 30 cents. That would be cool, man. That would be cool. That would be epic. All right, let's go have a look over at some of the chart action, guys. All right. Let's go have a look over at JASMY's chart. Then we'll have a look at Bitcoin's chart. Hey, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Rob Dog and the JASMY fam, Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Picked up some XCN. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes, brother. David, what's going on, buddy? Strange Binance. Yeah, no kidding. Having a look over at JASMY, though, guys, we're sitting at resistance right now at that 3 cents 548 level. We wicked above it briefly, but we have not managed to break above. For me, guys, if I'm going to call further continuation to the upside, I want to see JASMY break back above 4 cents. We got to start closing candles above 4 cents again, right? So that's what I'm looking for. One thing I do notice, though, guys, is we have a double bottom going on here, right? We have a double bottom happening on the daily time frame, which very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. You love to see a double bottom. That's a very bullish structure. So yeah, JASMY's looking good. It's in a bullish pattern right now. We go over and look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking good right now as well. Sitting at $97,590. Very nice. Very nice. But again, guys, just like I said in the video this morning, sorry, I had to clear my throat. Just like I said in the video this morning, for me to be bullish on Bitcoin moving to the upside, we have to start closing candles above, first of all, above 98,600, which is this line here, right? First thing we got to do is get above there and start closing candles. Second thing we have to do, we also have to start closing candles above right here, which is $99,420, where these three candles are, right? 4 candles here. It seems to be a level of resistance, first of all. Second of all, unless we start closing above these candles here, all we're doing, we can close this candle right here, guys. That's fine. It's not bullish. It's not, even though this candle is nice and big and green, it's not bullish because we're just putting in a lower high. That's all we're doing, right? That's all we're doing is putting in lower highs, right? More resistance, which means what? Which means another break to the downside. Maybe we'll make another attempt at it later. So unless this candle breaks up above and we start closing candles above this 99,459, all we're doing is setting lower highs. That's it, right? It might look bullish, but it's not. Brian, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Micro Dips, Binance definitely wants to load the boat up before JASMY pumps. Yeah, it's a little irritating at this point, for sure, man. What about GST? What about GST, brother? What about GST? If you have altcoin requests, guys, there's a tab at the top of the chat that says goals. That is where you enter your altcoin requests. X marks the spot. What's up, man? How's the arm doing? You know what? What sucks is twisting my arm to operate the mouse, my mouse. That hurts. So every once in a while, I gotta stop using my mouse because it's broken. It's broken, and I have ligament, tendon damage in my arm as well. So yeah, very, very frustrating. Very frustrating. But we carry on, right, guys? We carry on because we're jack stacked and fanny packed. Let's go, baby. All right. So that's Bitcoin. Let's go have a look across the crypto bubbles. See what's going on. Bubblicious, baby. Bubblicious crypto bubbles. What's happening? Aaron, what's up, buddy? Good evening, Giga Rob and Giga Chat. Angelo, Jasmy reminds me of Godzilla being locked up for so long, and once it's out, it's going to run for the bull run. Yes, it's going to race for the bull run. Yes, it's going to destroy Tokyo. All right, bubbles are looking good, guys. Bubbles are looking nice and juicy. Yeah, portfolios are probably green today. I hope you guys have been buying the dips, man. I hope you guys have been buying the dips. I did do some DCAing today. I said screw it, and I bought something. If you're a member of the YouTube channel or you are over on the Patreon, you know exactly what I DCA'd into this morning. Tarax is up 30.5%. Absolutely crazy. You love to see that, man. Wagme, Aerodrome's looking good. Render, Trios, man. Nice recovery across the board, man. Nice recovery across the board. Alex is in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. So, yeah, things are looking pretty good, guys. But, again, I have to ask, is this a bull trap, right? Until we start closing above 98.6 right here, I'm going to say this is a this is a bull trap, guys. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to end up back down here between 85 and 88K. And the reason that I think that is because if we look over at the liquidation levels, look at all these people. Look at all this confidence putting longs in. That's not a good thing. What do we have? Boom. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Long time no see.
Yeah. How you been, man?
Oh, man. I've been working around the clock. Finally got some time off, though, now that it's a new year.
Yeah. You said you were working like 7 days a week or something. Ain't crazy.
Yeah. I tend to get busy in the fourth quarter of the year, and then things kind of, die down when the new year starts. So I kind of just had to put everything on pause for the last 4 or 5 months and sort of drop out for a little while. Cause when you know how it is when you're working just nonstop, you just don't have any time.
Yeah, I get it, brother. I get it. I had people like, oh man, like while you were gone, I don't know if you caught any of it, but people were like, Jesse's gone. He's disappeared. Not a good sign for the project, man. I'm like, what are you talking? Because he has a life, it's not a good sign for the project.
Hey, I've been buying the whole time.
Oh man, yeah, it was definitely a roller coaster while you were gone. Though. A lot of price action, upward, downward. Jesus, have you been? Oh, we lost him. We lost him. He'll be back, I'm sure. Special guest for you guys. Alex, what's up, brother? Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I'm feeling okay today. Cliff, what's up, Jesse? He'll be back, guys. I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. Just dropped out. I like to surprise you guys with special guests, right? That's why you always got to be here, because you never know who and when people are going to stop by. There he is. Boom.
There we go. Now I'm back.
Lost the internet.
Psych, almost left again.
Red flag for Jasmy.
Right when you thought it was turning around in the chart, left.
Fucking rugged us, eh?
Yeah, rugged everybody on the call.
Oh man, no, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I realized I wasn't logged into the to the StreamYard.
So yeah, you how much attention have you been paying to the charts, or just the general news?
Well, I think the macro outlook is still It's going places it's never been before. You know, I mean, it's really kind of crazy. You know, like, I mean, I'm sure you know this very well. When you're in it day to day and just the daily highs and lows and grinding it out, I mean, it kind of gets to you, and stepping back a little bit and just sort of watching it from afar. I think the macro picture is very, very bullish at the moment.
Yes. So I got to ask, what are your thoughts on the announcement this morning about not being removed from the monitoring zone?
Well, you know, I actually saw a post about it, and I kind of have the same thoughts that I've had all along. I feel like it's totally bogus. Like, is anybody over there with a brain looking at this? You know, I think I had told you before, like, I kind of picture, you know, like some, you know, 19-year-old kid working at Binance. He's like an intern, and he's the guy that manages this thing. And he just, you know, he does like one quick Google search, and he's like, yeah, nothing here. And then he's done, you know. I don't know. I don't get it. You know, for ever since Binance put JASMY in the innovation zone, the community has posted to them, tagging them relentlessly. You know what I mean? More so than, I would argue, probably any other coin that's in there. I mean, I've seen, you know, thousands of X posts, you know, tagging Richard Tang and CZ and everybody else to get JASMY out of the zone. And for whatever reason, they just sort of keep on going. And, you know, the thing with the whole innovation zone is we never really had any like parameters like of the why, you know, like they kind of gave us like 10 or 12 like blase bullet points and said, well, it might be one of them. And no one knows, you know. I mean, Hara doesn't even know. He has no idea like which were the points that put JASMY in the innovation zone. No one knows. And so, you know, the interesting thing is, I think in the meantime, you know, in terms of liquidity, you know, I mean, JASMY keeps on going to more and more exchanges, more places. And ultimately, is the innovation zone really going to matter? Probably not. You know, I mean, I think it short term could be a very bullish thing if they finally go, hey, JASMY's getting out of the innovation zone. But, you know, TBD, right? I mean, what logical reason could Binance have for not doing it?
Well, I remember that when Hara went to ETH Denver last year,
yeah,
he had made a comment, and he said he followed up on an AMA last month. I don't know how caught up you are on Hara's AMAs, but he did. He started doing these community question AMAs where it's a pre-recorded video. I'm sure you know, right?
I've seen just a few clips, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
So he had said at ETH Denver that he had sat with representatives from Binance and walked away from that meeting still not knowing what to do to get out of the monitoring zone. And then he followed that up in last month's one of his AMAs there. And he commented saying that basically, guys, there's only so many applications we can fill out with Binance to be removed from the monitoring zone. So, like, for me, confirming that they're constantly applying with Binance to get removed from this tag. And he's like, we can't do it every day, like every, you know, like we do it pretty much every month. And it's like, what do you want us to do beyond that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the fact that, like you just said, like, and like Hara said, the fact that he doesn't even know what to do to get it, that sounds very, very FTX like.
It does, doesn't it? Like it makes me think that Binance's credibility is maybe more suspect than we realize, right? I mean, because if you think about it, you know, it's like, okay, you got all these other just, you know, meme scam coin started overnight, no purpose things that are out there. And then this thing is very real. and you leave it there just indefinitely, and you ignore, 10,000 posts calling you out on why this makes no sense at all. And why, right? If I was Binance and I was getting tagged over and over and over again on this thing, I'd probably say, hey, somebody on our team who actually knows what they're doing, I would find that person. I would say, dig into this for like 2 weeks and come back to me and tell me what's going on here. That's what I would do, and then I would say, okay, and I would probably put out some sort of statement on it, so that people can stop tagging me if I'm going to leave them in, or likewise, if I'm going to take them out, I take them out. But they haven't done any of those things, right?
Well, I read something this morning. I'll show you. And this is directly from Binance. And this just didn't make any sense to me, right? This was their official announcement of 2 projects that they were removing from the monitoring zone in CVX and Sun. I know what CVX is, but I don't know what Sun is.
Yeah. So Sun is one of Justin Sun's tokens.
Oh,
the fact that they're taking that out is baffling.
No kidding. That makes it so much worse than now I know that, right? But yeah. Right here, this is what frustrates me. Tokens with the monitoring tag exhibit notably higher volatility and risk compared to other listed tokens. So take this part of it right here. Higher volatility than most tokens. Does this look like high volatility to you?
Yeah.
Compared to most tokens? This is boring AF. What are they talking about? Like, I don't know. That frustrates me. That's because that's not a reason. You can't say by any. I cover the JASMY chart 3 times a day, every single day, 7 days a week, 365. There is most definitely not more volatility in JASMY's chart than other charts.
Right.
It's almost exactly correlated with, if you look at Ethereum's chart, it's pretty close to correlated with Ethereum. So
it should be. Yeah.
Then I guess Ethereum should be in the monitoring zone. Right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me it doesn't make any sense to me. You look at the different angles, right? Like, are we doing it to protect the investor? No. That that line of thought goes right out the window real quick, because really you hurt the investors when you did it originally. So they didn't protect anybody. Are they protecting anybody today by putting a tag on it? No. And then likewise, from the business standpoint, it's almost like, it's like the gold rush guy, right? Like, so if they're selling the shovels, it's like they're telling everybody, hey, here's a really good shovel, but it's kind of dangerous. And it's like, well, if we're doing this whole rush and we need the best shovel or whatever, get out of the way, right? And that's kind of how it is. At least in a free market, they should simply get out of the way. I mean, they're just they're a medium of exchange, an exchange online. Let the people buy what they want to buy and let them sell what they want to sell, and that's it. So it just, I mean, you always see those posts of people that they're like, hey, look at, Binance has so many CZ's holding all the coins. No, he isn't. Those are just various wallets in Binance. But at the same time, maybe there is part of Binance that is holding something. I don't know. I mean, I just, it doesn't make sense to me. And it also doesn't make sense, if you look at like the Binance Japan, it's listed there as well. And so I don't know, man. I'm kind of at a loss on that one.
Well, I've been speculating a lot lately, especially down in the States, about with the new administration coming in every aspect, the SEC, everything, right? With regulations coming in, one has to think that, especially in the United States, there is going to be regulations, not just for cryptos, but for exchanges as well, right? For example, right now, anyone with half a brain in their head definitely does not feel safe leaving their crypto on exchanges because you have no way of knowing which ones are solvent and which ones are not, right? So you would think that with regulations would come that sort of responsibility for these exchanges to be audited on a regular basis, right? To prove solvency if they're going to be holding people's crypto, right? I'm just connecting logical dots here. So I think that that's going to kill off a lot of exchanges, whether they're big ones or small ones, because we both know that not every exchange is solvent right now, right? There's no chance, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, in your opinion, do you think that Binance, because of their sus activity, maybe they're not as solvent as they pretend to be either? I mean, it's not really related to JASMY being in the monitoring zone, but if they're willing to manipulate markets the way that they are in that aspect, is this going to be a problem for them being one of those exchanges? Or do you think I'm just kind of off my rocker with all exchanges not going to have to be audited and stuff like that?
I think it depends, right? All exchanges are not created equal. Yeah. Also, kind of look where they're domiciled. That has a lot to do with their legitimacy. I mean, Binance in general has been kicked out of more places than other exchanges are in, right? Yeah. They've been kicked out of quite a few areas, and typically you're kicked out or you're leaving because you were not regulatory compliant. And what's fascinating with Binance, and most people don't understand, is how many different tentacles they have on every bit of the industry, right? I mean, they're involved in so many different areas that they have to have, I would imagine, multiple conflicts of interest, right? Yeah. Absolutely, right. And a lot of projects that do well, I mean, they sometimes buy them, obviously they own CoinMarketCap. I know they owned, I think it was Swipe, the credit card one. There was quite a few of them that they've kind of invested in heavily. You also have the Binance Labs, right? That's venture capital backing a lot of stuff. Yeah. That's out there as well. And so, when you think about all those different issues, and then you look at like all the countries they're in around the planet and what the laws are in each country, are they compliant across the board? Heck no. That's why they keep leaving places and getting kicked out. And so, so my point is there could be market manipulation and conflicts of interest that they don't think are a big deal. And that's partly what got CZ sent to prison. That's exactly how he looked at it, right? He kind of said, hey, we're just here. We're just providing this service. And it's like, well, that's all well and good, but all of your conflicts of interest are in violation of multiple laws, at least in this country, maybe others. And so could there be that same kind of thing going on in other areas? Absolutely. And so maybe there's other reasons why they keep it in the monitoring zone, or maybe they do that temporarily because, they think they can turn around and make a percentage off of a bag of it. I don't know. It's hard to say, right? We don't know which wallets do what at Binance, and they're never going to tell you.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I can really assume is that, again, Jangshin's not launched, PDL's not launched, JASMY wallet's not launched, right? Oh, I mean, one could argue that the PDL is launched. From what I understand, they do have a beta version on Apple through the Tosu Senga Tosu app, I think. Yeah. Where but it's in Japanese, right? You can play games and stuff and answer questions, but you got to be able to read Japanese to do it, right?
Right. Yep.
So, but outside of that, yeah, I mean, and I've made this argument and I've been blasted on X for it. I said essentially, JASMY doesn't have their product out to market. And people came at me with, well, what are you talking about? They got the JASMY Secure PC and they got the Carbon Credits Exchange. And yes, none of which use JASMY token, right?
Yeah, they all use the patents, but they may not use the coin, right?
Yeah. So it adds no utility to JASMY. So requiring Jangshin's layer 2 to launch, because Hara has said repeatedly that JASMY is officially going to be the utility token in the ecosystem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So until that happens, and then the other argument is, well, Binance, they list meme coins. Yes, but meme coins aren't starting off claiming to be something that they're not either, right? This is what we are. JASMY is a layer 2 without a layer 2 right now, right?
Well, let me put it like this. So I listened briefly to one of Hara's AMAs on X the other day. And the one takeaway, regardless of the AMA and who was hosting it, none of that really matters. What was important was listening to him talk and the way that he kind of presented like who he is and what JASMY is and what it's about. And he's evolved from where he started significantly in just how he presents it, So I think, I said this a long time ago that I thought that they were like a regular business project that was backing into crypto. They didn't start off as like 5 friends at a hackathon that started a cryptocurrency. That's not what this is, right? It's the opposite. Like they're like, some friends from Sony manufacturing that then decided to create this, potentially a world-altering idea and back into cryptocurrency. And it really does kind of look that way. And when he is talking about it today, they're steadily getting there, right? Like I think he's kind of like eating the breadcrumbs and leveling up along the way. And it seems like that's where they're headed with everything. So I actually was kind of impressed with how he was talking. I thought, wow, like he's kind of learning here. Like this is good, right? Now, again, if you're looking at it compared to like other cryptos and you go, well, what the hell is Janction? And why does that matter to JASMY, right? And how does all this come together? We still don't have the glue that puts it all together, which, is the super wallet essentially, and then the chain, and then you see how it all comes together, right? But what I would also say is that I think sometimes it's easy to say, well, where is all this stuff? They should have developed it by now. Yeah, possibly. But look at all the other cryptos out there that don't have anything, or that have been in development forever and are still working at it, right? Basically every single project in the entire space.
Yeah.
like show me a finished product that's done that we looked at and we said, it's done.
We can walk away.
Yeah. A Bitcoin, we're done. No, we're not. None of them.
100% true. He talked about a lot of stuff, and I'm excited about the DeFi staking on JASMY if it ever rolls out on the wallet. I think that's one of the things I'm definitely going to be taking high advantage of in the next bear market. It's got to be out by the next bear market. I mean, we're talking 2026 at this point, right? So,
yeah, I don't know. To be determined, right? I do know that they, as a culture, as a people, are very methodical, and everything they've done has been like that, and that's very at odds with some of the way we do things in the Western world, right? I mean, it really is. It's a very different way of just kind of, we just put our heads down and we told you that's what we're doing, and that's the only thing we're working on. Yeah. It's just kind of weird, but they keep on moving. And I saw a post the other day where somebody said or maybe somebody reached out to me and they said something about how every time they get frustrated with it and they finally go, that's it, I'm done. Then he like drops some big bomb and they go, hey, I'm back in, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. I knew that was coming.
I had Max on the channel about a month ago, and he actually, it's funny because he actually he said that exact thing, that things had been quiet for a while with Hara and with Jasmy, and he, you know, he made the comment that every time they get really quiet for about a month or so, all of a sudden we get like big announcement, and then a couple of AMAs to sort out the big announcements kind of thing, right? It's like,
yeah.
And yeah, that is how it is, right? People, it can push you to the point where you're ready to give up, and then all of a sudden Hara comes out with just some alpha, right? So,
well, and also, you know, I still believe that they've never really had that true blockchain catalyst person. They've never had that guy, right? And so all of us in the crypto space, we want that guy to come out and be like, hey, I'm the blockchain guy, and here's what's really going on. And then we'd all go, yeah, you know, they don't have that guy. And I don't think they're ever going to have that guy. And so in the meantime, again, we go back to these Sony manufacturing background people and this guy from KPMG, and they're kind of backdooring their way into cryptocurrency. You know?
Yeah, it's almost like they don't realize they need that guy coming from TradFi the way that they do, coming from Sony and stuff, right? Like,
yeah, kind of. I don't know, you know. And again, it goes back to how methodical they are, and just that they, you know, like, I don't know if they have someone on their team that is the guy that, you know, is really interested in blockchain and would do this day in, day out if he wasn't getting paid. I don't know if they have that guy, you know.
they don't have a David Schwartz.
Yeah, and you know, like maybe what would do them a world of good, and I maybe said this a ways back, is, you know, like a board of advisors, right? Like, I know they have a board, but who are your crypto advisors, right? You know, I think I had said at one point, like, let's get what's his name from a star and make him an advisor to Jasmy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? You know, at least pick his brain and, you know, say, hey, here's the certain things we're thinking about. What do you think, right? Or like a lot of cryptocurrencies will have, you know, their advisor board on their website, right? Hey, you know, here, look who we got here and who's helping us out. You know, like what was that one? There's one that's involved, kind of like, it's the guy that started YouTube. Anyway, I can't think of the name of it, but they have a whole board of people on there that it's like, you know, you see the board and you're like, wow, that's a lot of interesting names, you know, or like some of them, like, I think it was like Cadena had a guy that was like early involved in Bitcoin and whatnot. And they could easily get these people, but for some reason they don't. And it's like, I don't, you know, maybe it's you don't know what you don't know. You know, it's kind of like the ignorance tax. Like they don't realize that they need these people, but they do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think that there is a lot of mistakes that get made out of ignorance, right?
Yeah.
So, and you can't really, like, the only thing that frustrates me is when people start attacking like Hara and stuff like that over on X, and it's not like, oh, don't attack Hara, like it's just stupid, right? Like he's not doing everything that he can do right now to help the project grow, right? He's sitting there watching Netflix and he's getting a tweet from you going, come on, Hara, do something. Oh, I'll turn off friends and go do some work, right?
Well, he has said that especially on like the bigger trading days where it's really popped off, you know, that they work late and like they're at the office late and having meetings, and, you know, again, they're like over there just being methodical, toiling away, figuring out, you know, their next math problem they're going to add to this thing the following evening, you know, and keep it moving forward.
Yeah, no kidding. What's your thoughts on the general market right now? like the part of the bull run we're in. Are you surprised we saw a red December? Well, I think we actually technically finished green, but very, very minusculely. Is that a word?
So
Minuscule?
I think the market's like a lemon that kind of gets real big, and then the various whale players squeeze as much juice out of it as possible, and then they got to let it sort of inflate again before they squeeze more juice out of it, right? There were some massive liquidations that happened. All that's targeted. You'd have to be extremely naive to think that that's random. It's not. So you gotta see how much money is at play here, and the various entities around the world that are pulling money out of this thing on a regular basis. That's how they do it. They liquidate positions and they get people to buy in on, hey, it's just going straight up from here, and they go, yes, I'm putting everything in, we're going long, and then they pull the rug out from you. So I'm not shocked in the slightest. I think the market again moves in impulses, and they pull as much as they can at any one time, and then they sort of let it recover and start building again, and then they'll pull it again. That's just how it is. But the bigger picture, I think, is the long-term picture, right? We finally have Gary Gensler's, he's finally getting a foot in the rear end right out the door, which he should have got years ago. Yes. So that's in the works. That's huge, right? In the US, you got a crypto-friendly administration. You also have not just them, but I think Coinbase said this was like the most pro-crypto electors, essentially, your representatives, your senators, etc. The most pro-crypto largest group yet. So that's in the works. That's going on. That's huge. There's talks of Bitcoin becoming a reserve, like a national reserve in the US as well as other places. All of that's going on while you still have the ETFs are still at it. And I saw the comment the other day about, oh yeah, BlackRock sold some. Yeah, of course they did. They also have carrying costs, and they also need to pull money out once in a while. But if you look at the long-term trend, it's still going up. That's kind of the whole point, right? And so I think the long-term trends on everything are like, we're still really early. I mean, as mind-numbingly awful it is to hear that, I think it's true. I mean, we really are. And I keep thinking, again, like what's the next shoe to fall? Is it that we finally get Bitcoin into US retirement accounts? As long as Bitcoin can keep getting bigger, then this whole space can keep growing and keep getting bigger. Now, obviously, there's plenty of altcoins that are pure garbage that aren't going to do well. There's going to be the altcoins that you did think were going to do well. I mean, I've had plenty of those. I'm sure you have as well. That you looked at it and you were like, man, I just can't wait for the turnaround. And it's like, we're still waiting. It's like, is it going to turn around at all, or is this thing done?
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, God, I look back sometimes and I think, maybe for all the various coins I bought, I should have just bought Ethereum endlessly for the entire time frame, and I would have been better off. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. That's the game we play, though, right? In crypto, that's the game we play. But I'm at a complete loss for the most part right now, because I do a lot of comparing, to 2017 and 2020, and things never play out identically, obviously, but they do tend to rhyme. And I was a little bit surprised that December was as pumpy as we were anticipating. And if these next 4 months going into March, April are not kind of a parabolic leg up like we saw in 2021's bull run, then that would make this cycle just so dramatically different. I mean, of course, it's going to be, minor differences, but when you zoom out on an entire 4-year cycle, it's pretty similar. And to not have that spring pump, summer dump, and then fall blow off top would be pretty surprising to me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, it could be different, but you've also got some different things at play this time around that weren't there before. Again, going back to the ETFs, you can't overstate the influence of those enough. I mean, they're very influential on the market. I tend to look at like what's the smart money doing? Like who's got the big money in this thing? What are they doing? Right. You look at like Michael Saylor.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's like, look at him, like, and going back to, when he originally kind of started, he talked about buying, I think he bought Apple and whatever else in the time before Bitcoin. And he basically said like, look, anybody could have done it. These were basically like the top horses in the whole race. I put my money on them and they did well. That was like his entire strategy, right? And if you look at like with Bitcoin, he's basically doing the same thing where he's going, this one is king. There is no other king. I'm putting all my money there. And you know what? At the end of the day, he's filthy rich.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah.
He's not wrong, right? And so, I mean, for the rest of us out here that are, we're looking for that gem, that thing that can really kind of turn the corner. Are there coins like that? Yes, but are they very hard to stick with? Yeah. Are they very challenging day to day? Absolutely. Even the bigger projects, there's plenty of people that get frustrated with them and mad at them. People have their complaints with Cardano. They have their complaints with Polkadot, and their marketing and this thing and that thing. And so there really is no perfect thing other than, again, Bitcoin is kind of that thing that isn't there. There's no like, company Bitcoin and I'm the CEO of Bitcoin. Like that's not out there. It's just there and it's everywhere. And it's probably going to keep getting bigger because why wouldn't it? As long as more and more money keeps getting invested into it. So, who knows, the cycles could change. I was looking at Plan B's post that he did. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, where he was saying that he still thinks that, Bitcoin could be up around 500,000 at some point. I think that's high. I think he's probably shooting high because he's thinking, hopefully we hit 300 and it's all good, But really, if you look at it beyond like one cycle, right? Like if you look at it more like a 10-year window, I think that's probably where the real money is made. I saw a post the other day on Reddit from somebody that was talking about how I think they said they had bought it was either Tesla or Apple. It was one of those, and they had sunk like a huge chunk of money into it, and their return was only like maybe an 11x, but even still, they were like, oh yeah, I'm selling half and I'm retiring early. Like this is great, And I mean that's all well and good in an 11x. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you think about like compounding, right? Like each time it compounds, that's what we're really after here, right? Like if you look at JASMY, for example, there was a long time there that we were floating around 0.002, 0.003, 0.0034, and it kept bouncing around back and forth endlessly forever. And then all of a sudden it shot up to a penny, right? It basically did a 3x, it compounded. And then, it's floating around a penny forever, give or take. And all of a sudden it goes to 3, 4, 5 cents, right? It's compounding again. And so really it just kind of comes down to like, can you withstand the daily, the daily friction to make it through long enough to see the gains, you know. And if you think this is a valid project that it'll be here next cycle, then that could be a good thing for you, right? Like just like with Bitcoin, do you think Bitcoin's going to be even bigger next cycle? If you do, maybe you should invest in it, you know. If you don't, okay, then you don't think it's going to be bigger. I don't know.
You're wrong. Yeah, it's, you know, I do the same thing. I think I've told you this before. I take 50% of my profits from every bull run from my altcoins, and I dump it right into Bitcoin as close to the bottom of the bear market as I can every cycle, because I do have the same. I put my pennies where they put their dollars, right? If I see Michael Saylor and Kathy Wood and, you know, all of these incumbents putting their money into Bitcoin because they're calling for $1 million. I mean, Jesus, Michael Saylor is calling for like a $13 million Bitcoin in the next 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I mean, if they've got the conviction to put hundreds of billions of dollars into this product, I certainly can risk my money on it too, right? A little less risk on the table than they do.
Hey, it's all relative.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if we're eating pie, I'm not getting as much pie.
Same type of pie, just a little bit smaller slice.
Yeah. So yeah, I gotta admire his conviction for sure. And I've speculated on the fact that MicroStrategy came dangerously close to getting called on their debts in the last bear market, right?
Yeah.
Now I know that, from my understanding, Bitcoin would have to crash down to, I think, 16. His calls are at like $16,000 now or something, I think, in the next bear market. And I really don't see that happening, but nothing is impossible in crypto, right? So, I mean, the way I'm looking at it is, I'm almost hoping he gets called on some of his debts in the bear market and has to pay sell off some of their Bitcoin to bring the price down lower so that I can scoop more up, right?
That could happen. Flash crash, right? AI triggered flash crash.
Yeah. That would be, I mean, you got all these people scared now that this quantum computing is going to hack Bitcoin, which I think is ridiculous. Like, I've watched breakdowns of how it would still be extremely difficult and take an extremely long time for it to be able to do that. But even that being said, even if it was something that could be, you know, easily done with quantum computing, do you not think that there's bigger concerns about what quantum computing would be capable of? Like, I don't know, nuclear codes and stuff like that. As a Bitcoin kind of doesn't really matter that much on the grander scale.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about like the value of quantum, is the value of quantum computing greater than the value of Bitcoin? Probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, in terms of just the problem-solving ability that it has. I mean, obviously, you know, you don't want to write off Bitcoin at any point, but I think that's a leap to say, hey, it's just going to solve it. I don't know if I'd buy that until I actually heard it, like, hey, we cracked Bitcoin and that's that, case closed. You know, I'd want to see some like actual proof of something like that, you know.
Mint some more coins then. Show me.
Yeah. I mean, come on, prove it, you know, if you can do that.
Yeah. Make another 10 million Bitcoins, and then I'll believe you.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, things change. Technology changes significantly, right, over time. And think about Bitcoin as a technological, you know, item that when it come out 09, you know, like think of like your computer or your microwave or something, you know, from 09. I mean, that's 15 years old. Tech-wise, that's like a dinosaur.
That's like VCR old.
Yeah, I mean, so it's really kind of amazing that Bitcoin has just kind of kept on going and evolving, you know, and changing and whatnot. You know, with like their Lightning network and whatever. But it really just kind of goes to show how great that original idea was, you know, because look at the lasting power of it and look at its mark on the world, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ask Max, though, he'll tell you Bitcoin Cash. Screw Bitcoin. That's what he'll tell you.
Hey, to each their own, right?
Well, yeah, he's not wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying he hates Bitcoin. That's all.
Yeah.
You know. Let's wrap up with some of these comments here. It's going to be really, really sad if BTC does not play out as the previous cycle. I mean, yeah, I wasn't implying when I said that it's not going to. I was just saying I would be surprised if it didn't. That's all I'm saying. I'm not predicting it's not going to, right? Don't misunderstand. Wesley says, last time I checked, Junction has $46 billion market cap. I think we did get screwed over a bit, thinking JASMY would get all the big investors' money, but we're holding JASMY and big guys hold Junction. What? I don't know what he's talking. Do you know what he's talking about?
No, I think he probably maybe misread something. Junction doesn't have anywhere near a $46 billion market cap.
Yeah, they don't even have a token. I don't know where he got that from. It doesn't even have a. They don't even have a token out for Junction. JASMY's the utility token for Junction. Maybe he found some company called Junction or something that I don't know. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, Junction most certainly does not have a $46 billion market cap. No. Absolutely not. When is the next time frame for that would be the first week of April. I think it's the first week of every quarter, isn't it?
Yep, quarterly.
JASMY should be relisted on Binance US because they took it off. Well, technically they're not delisted. They just have a tag on them. That's all. You can still buy it there.
Yeah, and JASMY is not a security because they did not do the ICO. That's the one thing that the SEC has gotten hung up on some cryptos is if they did an ICO, and JASMY never did that.
Yeah. A lot of Colorado comments because I've been considering, the wife and I are considering moving down to Colorado ever since Trump won the election. So it's we kind of want to come down to Canada. We want to get away from liberal city up here in Canada.
So you're going to Colorado, huh? Where are you going in Colorado?
I'm not sure yet. Somewhere that I can just live in a cabin by a lake somewhere is kind of what I would like, away from the city. But the wife wants to move somewhere where we can still have snow.
Oh, okay.
She won't move somewhere that's blistering hot all year round, right? My friend went to Colorado. He told me this story the other day about I don't know, 2 years ago or something like that. He went to Colorado, and this woman was talking to him, and he was walking around in like a windbreaker jacket almost, and she was like, "Oh, you're going to be freezing if you go outside. You're going to be cold, right?" And it's, you guys do Fahrenheit, we do Celsius, right? And she's like, she tells him it's I can't remember what the number was, but she's like, it's, and he's like, so he doesn't, he's like, that's like 0 Celsius, right? She's like, yeah, like, the freezing point for water. She's like, yeah, it's like 0. He's like, that's shorts and t-shirt weather where we come from. He's like, it gets 40 below Celsius here in Canada, like where we live. Like, are you kidding me? 0?
Yeah. And in Colorado, the weather changes frequently where you could get like a foot of snow, and then 2 days later it's completely gone, and it's like 70 degrees.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, there's some places up there that are pretty cool. I know I have a cousin of mine that their family, they live in Steamboat Springs in Colorado, and they really like it. I worked in Denver for about 3 months at one point. I had a pretty good time over there, and Boulder's pretty cool too. There's some good spots there, no doubt. So that could be a neat area if you're thinking about it.
Well, for me, honestly, I could live just about anywhere, but you know, the wife's got to be happy. You know what I'm saying, right? She's got to be happy. It doesn't mean if I don't care, it matters to her. We're going where she wants to go.
There you
right?
go. Good man.
I can literally hop on a plane and go visit anywhere I want. So
that's where she goes, Rob, what do you like? And you go, I like what you like.
This guy, I watched this video. This guy says he found a hack for his wife when she says, I don't know where I want to eat. You pick or whatever. He says, now what you do is you tell your wife, you say, I'm taking you out for dinner. Can you guess where I'm taking you? Your favorite place, still, dude. Yes, that's where we're going.
That's exactly it.
How'd you get? You got it on the first guess. What do we got here? Batman says, caught you guys live. Idaho, is Idaho snowy?
It used to be. Yeah.
Really? I don't know. Maybe it's a stereotype I have up in here in Canada, but when I think Idaho, I don't think snow. I think potatoes.
Yeah. I worked at one point in Spokane in Washington, and there was a lot of snow at that point in time, and Idaho's right there. So
interesting. Yeah. Run my crypto in the house. Miss you, bro. Yeah, man. We haven't talked in a while. Trying to get my channel back up. Barely started to find some extra time. Damn, Binance. Can't believe we didn't make it. Yeah, got to keep pushing forward. Exactly, right? This is the relevance of the monitoring zone, guys, is that, listen, we got the announcement today that we're not being taken out of the monitoring zone this month, this quarter. Did the price of JASMY crash as a result? That's why I say that the only reason I talk about JASMY in the monitoring zone is because you guys want to hear about it. I personally believe it's going to be a nothing burger when it gets announced that it gets released. I don't think it's going to be some 400% pump to the upside because of it, right? Maybe 10, 15, 20%, maybe, and then a correction. But I don't see it being the big, the end all of announcements for JASMY catalysts. Right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they've got so much liquidity out there that obviously Binance matters because by market share, they're still the largest, or at least they were. And so it matters, but maybe not as much as it did a year plus ago, As time goes on, it's going to matter even less.
Well, being around crypto, and you can attest to this, being around crypto for as long as, we have, one thing that I can tell you is that usually when something is built up as some massive catalyst, a lot of times it ends up being a nothing burger, not even a sell the news event, right?
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
Like look at I use XRP as an example all the time. Granted, it was in the bottom of a bear market, so the timing wasn't ideal. But even at the time, it's funny because I did a video about a week beforehand on XRP, and I had stated that if XRP got removed, no bullshit, man. Like, I'll show you the receipt. I said if XRP got declared not a security today, it would only go to about 80 to 90 cents because I saw just this influx of videos about how XRP is going to $10 right away as soon as it gets removed. And I'm like, guys, we're in a bear market. There's no liquidity I think the entire asset class's market cap was less than $1 trillion at one point, right? I was like, where's this money going to come from to shoot XRP to $10, right?
Yeah.
But and like a week later it gets removed, and sure enough, it made it to like 92 cents. And then so even something as monumental and big as that announcement, which was built up for like 3 years, barely moved the needle. Right? Yeah. You got a 2x essentially, right?
I think, not to knock XRP or to make this comparison, but there is a little bit of similarity. It reminds me of SHIB in a way that, the SHIB and XRP are a bit of like the Jedi mind trick, right? Where they say, oh, it's so low. It's so low. Look at how low it is. It's going way up from here.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly, right? And the same thing with SHIB. It's like, well, look, there's so many zeros on it. If it goes to a penny, I'm a trillionaire. And it's like, that's why it's never going to a penny. Like you realize, like mathematically, like the amount of, like you said, the amount of influx of money is at like a staggering level to move this thing. Yeah. And when you think about the influx of money into the entire space, well, how much of that pie slice is going into XRP, right? And that's the problem that it has, you know. And you're going to have some people that are like, "Hey, I'm sticking with it. It's my coin. Have at it, you know. You can have it." But in terms of, you know, this is the one that's going to make you rich. I don't know. You know, I mean, could you hold it for the next decade? And as the whole space increases, it increases and compounds? Probably, you know. But it's not going to happen overnight. Not like that, you know.
I agree. And I think that one of the biggest problems when it comes to that, I think that's a testament to the content creators and influencers in those communities. I think that's why that happens, right? Is that like I personally have nothing against either. I mean, I held XRP for 7 years before I finally sold when it had that run up, right? And then I rolled my profits into Ondo and Pith. I was like, hey, time to move on, right? Like, yeah. But in saying that, you know, these content creators I've monitored, and I held SHIB in the last bull run, only like $800, but I turned it into like 10 grand and then walked away. But so I have monitored the content creation in both of those communities, and I mean, holy shit, man, right? Like some of it is just absurd on its face, and it really does take advantage of new people in crypto, right? They hear that and they're like, I'm going to buy $100 in XRP, and then there's going to be a $10,000, you know, Bank of America buyout, and I'm going to have $10,000 a coin, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you know, it's funny as you're telling me this. I'm imagining having a conversation like this with my son, and he's almost 17, right? And I would ask him, it would go something like this. I'd be like, so are you getting into crypto? And he'd say, yeah. And I go, oh, really? Yeah, I saw this video. It said 200x XRP. What? Yeah, look at the thumbnail. 200. That's 200x. I'm putting all my money in it. And I'd look at him and go, or I'd be thinking in my head, you know, are you a effing dumbass? You know, that's what I'd be thinking in my head. And then I'd say something along those lines in a much more monotone way. Right? But that's kind of the point, right? Is that the videos that get the clicks, that get the views, say, hey, you know, XRP 1000x this quarter? Question mark, right? And everybody's like, hey, this is it. This is the one. No, it's not. You know, all that means is that when it does a pump, somebody's, again, like I said earlier, they're squeezing that lemon for as much juice as they can get. Now we got to let the fruit grow again, right?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Yeah, I did a JASMY price target video yesterday, and you know, they don't get as many views when you're realistic, when you're tethered to reality.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like, hey guys, if you're up at 60 cents, you should probably start thinking about, you know, time to go. And people don't want to hear that. They want to hear me say it's going to $17, you know, by 2026. And if I don't say that, then I just don't get clicks. But I would rather not get clicks and be honest about it. And you know what I mean? Because there's new people that are going to believe you, you know?
Yes, very true. You know what's funny is when I've kind of gone dark at different points, I tend to add a lot of people on X for some reason. I just keep getting people to follow me. I'm like, I haven't posted anything new in a while. But that's kind of funny. Like maybe they're waiting for that, you know, like, oh, he's got a truth bomb and he's going to drop it on everybody any day now. You know,
I got nothing. It's like Forrest Gump running. I think I'm going to go home now. That's it?
Yeah. Why'd you do this? I just felt like running, you know. do we do now? I don't know. You know?
Oh man, that's priceless.
Yeah.
What else do we have here? Holy crap! My aunt lives in a
Steamboat. There you go. Yeah, maybe I'll look up Steamboat, Rob. Check it out.
Yeah. Janction is JASMY. Yes. Yes. There is no Janction token. I think it's better for JASMY to be removed in Binance's monitoring zone in April and that is another factor too. That is a good way of looking at it too, is that again with XRP, when it got the declared not a security, it got declared that at the worst possible time in a market cycle. The market cap of the entire asset class could not have been lower than it was when it happened, right? Yeah. You want news like that to come out when the market's going parabolic. When you're in true altcoin season, that kind of announcement can really, because then people are looking around at that time, go, what should we put money into, right? And it's like, big announcement from JASMY. Boom, let's go, right? That's when you want that kind of announcement. You don't want it when things are kind of magoo, you know?
It's true. So, but, you know, the market doesn't always operate on good timing. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of examples of it not operating on good timing.
Yeah.
I saw a headline the other day, and they had a photo of Do Kwon, you know, being extradited from Montenegro to the U.S. or whatever was going on. And I was thinking, you know, it sure is amazing with some of these guys that, like the ones that are like going to jail and whatnot, you know, they created this currency and they had this algorithm and they were on top of the world and everything was great. And then it's like somebody just manipulated it, got them, gotcha. They had the gotcha moment, and now you're going to prison. And it's like, what? Like, what happened here? You know, like he had that look on his face, like, man, like his whole life has just been ruined. Pretty crazy though, you know, considering, you know, I remember when he was kind of on top of things, you know, he was real active on X and he had all these shit talking posts all over the place. And now look, you know, so, anyway, going back to timing, yeah, maybe the April thing would be better timing than now. Maybe it's not really going to matter. Hard to say.
Yeah. I have Binance here in the U.S. and I can't buy JASMY. Really? As far as I know, you can buy it on Binance in the U.S. I don't know. I'm in Canada, so I mean, I could be wrong. Binance got kicked out of Canada, so.
Yeah, I've always got mine on Coinbase.
JASMY might go to $17 in the future. Forget $17. Let's pump to 45 cents, 54 cents. Yeah. Let's take this one step at a time here. 60 cents, always my target. Yeah. Honest and truthful blessings. Thank you, John. So yeah. All right, I hear my son upstairs getting ready to go. I got to take him for a cruise, brother. Man, I appreciate you stopping in, man. I missed talking with you, man.
Yeah, it's been too long. You know, I've just, like I said, you know, the 7-day-a-week grind, I just haven't had any time. But hopefully now that it's a new year, you know, I'll get back out there and you'll see a little more of me. So.
Well, let me know if there's a Saturday or a Sunday this month in January here that you're free, because like I've been talking with Spencer and Max and Brian there, and we're trying to put together another roundtable. We haven't done one since the beginning of last year. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's been a while. I know. I looked at earlier. I looked at my last YouTube video, and I think it was in July. Like, man, well, I really kind of fell off there a little bit. Need to get back on it, you know.
But, shoot me a message. Let me know if there is a Saturday or Sunday you're available for this month. I'll try to get it organized there. It's be good to have us all on again and have a chat.
Yeah, I agree, man. It probably Sunday would be better, like a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, I don't know. Just throw me out some dates once you talk to those guys, and I'll see what I can make work.
Sounds good, brother. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
We'll talk soon.
Yep. Thanks for keeping it real. Somebody's been holding the torch. Well, I've been gone. I can tell it's been you. Good job, man. Catch you
Thanks,
later.
buddy.